All right, welcome to the Jesus Show. My name's Jesus. Day Life Mary.
Hey.
And yeah, bro, it's the Jesus Show weekend update, weekend edition. All right, stuff, I'm gonna get fucking Mary's gonna fucking destroy me for that move. She's gonna be like, it was gonna be a good podcast. Then you have to plug in.
No, I'm glad you did.
I know, bro. I'm responsible. I care about the integrity of the show. All right. Well, this show is brought to you by Automat. That's our one sponsor.
You can wash at cash.me/$washitall, paypal.me/washitall. You can email 100f@automat.me to wash Duruble Guuds. And you can DM me at RealCultGirl on Twitter, at DayLifeMary on Instagram to get the crypto links to wash crypto.
Perfect. Well, do you want to explain washing a little bit for our first-time viewers?
Yeah. Simply washing is buying back your soul. And the process of washing is washing your belief out of the pain matrix into expanding the pleasure matrix. Direct translation of pain matrix belief into pleasure matrix resources. And your belief is primarily stored in the currency, in your social capital, in your, to a certain extent, your time, and just where you put your belief in the pain matrix and where you spend that belief, which is primarily to your landlord and to, I guess, the tax man, that kind of thing.
Come on, believe in yourself, bro. You did a little sniff, so I don't think you believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, bro. We're going up against the other we're going podcast to podcast on this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's like when you believe in Satan, you have a whole army of fucking energy behind you to get your ego boosted and make you fucking arrogant and
clout poisoned
and you talk a big talk even though your life's in shambles outside of the talk and outside of the podcast. But when you're on, God's team and there's not really more than a handful of people doing that, there's you're hacking away the weeds, you're paving the way. And yeah, I get a little I don't rep that I'm what I represent is the fucking shit. I have some belief issues sometimes in myself.
You got some belief issues in yourself. I'm having some control issues on this live, bro, but it's all good. I'm just I'm this is the live that I wanted to tell the thing about, and my instinct is bro, that's the thing about titling your video and I have a fucking whole plan here. I got the plan, and then when things don't go as planned, then I get extremely fucking controlling, and I don't know what to do in those moments because I already fucking initiated the thing. So what do you think I should do, Emily? Butter PR. Should I go into this thing? Because this is the one. This is the video I was going to fucking use. But it's already fucking, I've already fucking taken my dirty footprint and made it all crazy.
Here's what I say.
We work out our problems live and we try to get to the bottom of what's going on. So what's going on, Mary?
What I think happens with you is when you get a plan started and you have bullet points, you start to clam up energetically from where you would be if you were there's nothing I have to do, I'm just going live. But the thing with the plan is you can take more from both of those worlds and not lose all the beginning feeling of when you don't have a plan at all. You made this and that's enough. You get a little triggered around making the plan and not going exactly down each point. You can make the plan and just chill, and you know where to go back if you need a resting point.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not. It's the plan. It's the bigger fucking plan for the episode and all of the things that we're doing. But yeah, this is a great opportunity for anyone who's looking and watching to see, that even when we fucking come at it with some, my thing is it's never gonna be the fucking Or maybe it will be, but right now it's not the cute organized fucking thing yet. Even though I'm organized, I feel like I have to talk about this other shit in order to even get in the fucking mode to be able to go and do. And it's not like I haven't even gone off plan yet. I just got triggered. I think I got triggered by like the ad, bro. So let's just do the ad again, bro. I'll do the ad, but that's me exactly. I'm just being controlly again. See, this is what I can't. If I start to get in a control spiral, especially on the Jesus show and like my fucking podcast about something, and then I start controlling things in the podcast, then I feel like I can't move past that point until I get to the bottom of it. You understand? That's why the plan is so triggering, because I'm like looking, I have this plan, but then it's like, when are we gonna get to the fucking plan? But maybe this is just podcasting, bro. Maybe maybe podcast, this is like the fucking spiel part of the thing. Maybe I just need to put into my plan like a fucking 10-minute section of just like Jesus.
Emily triggered, or Mary triggers
predicting
Jesus.
Predict that Mary's gonna trigger my fucking control issues because I'm like the host with the least, in these situations. Even though typically I'm the host with the most, but then like it's like the weekend. I'm already thinking about, have I been cloud poisoned this week? Where am I on the cycle? And then you're like, bro, I think we might be in a fucking bull trap right now. And I'm like, no, we're not. Like, I'm like, yes, we are in a bull trap, but let's just pull out and like not take the fucking ride, bro. Or wait, I don't want to go. Let's see if we can even it out. So I got all of these feelings, and then I still got this plan, and I'm like, all right, this is going to be a specific episode for a specific purpose, to talk about this specific thing that I probably should have talked about 4 days ago. The pressure is building. Like, what's going to fucking happen on the Jesus show today? And that's what I need to put into my plan, is like a 12-minute Jesus feeling his feelings, going like just defusing some of this clout poisoned energy, being like, okay, I'm going on this thing, talking about how triggered making plans are for me, talking about how I like to be having you on the show introduces this whole nother fucking wave. And then maybe I should have planned yesterday that I would be having you on the show, because then today I was like, you know what, I should have Butter PR. Mary runs Butter on the show and doing the thing, because we're talking about PR, we're talking about that stuff. Who better to have on the show than Mary? But maybe I didn't plan that better. So this is like a meta 12-minute, like, Jesus feels his feels so he doesn't fly off the rails or get too depressed, or getting depressed right now wouldn't even be that bad of a thing. But I just want to make sure that this moment is not the moment that everything just fucking crashes. So, because I do see where we are in the graph now, like, to not take the full dip, or to control that dip and be like, what if we could just make the dip on the chart, if we're at a certain, and maybe whatever, bro. I'm just I'm trying to do the whole float up, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So first 12 minutes of the live is always going to be a little bit, especially on the Jesus show, bro. Jesus has to process his feelings.
Especially on Easter Sunday.
On Easter Sunday, what? Jesus just got fucking rebirthed. And bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. I'm having while I'm planning. Do you have a pencil on you? Where's the pencil?
Where did it go?
I think partially I gotta write some. I gotta be taking notes and adding to my plan as we go. All right, this is next level, bro. I'm changing.
If I would have seen this a year ago, I would have been like,
wait, can I edit the stream as it's going? Whoa, I'm about to, bro. This is insane. I'm just changing Easter Funday. I'm planning on the fly.
Wow.
/ cult podcast. Save. Now I don't feel so much fucking pressure about the name of the show and all of that stuff. Now I'm gonna add some notes. I might have to do a little arrow thing, you know. Easter Funday, bro. Easter Funday. While I plan, so I've been going live every day, which is more than any of you other podcasters can fucking say. None of y'all can go live. I would love to see a fucking podcaster go live once, but they can't because it's too fucking raw. Because you got to go on and then you spend the first 12 minutes and then it doesn't go as planned, and then you have to like backtrack and fucking then you get the pencil and paper out and you start planning. To be clear, I already have a plan. I'm just adding to my fucking plan, bro. Easter Funday. You know, let me jot down like 3 bullets. Is Friday Go Day?
No, I think it's...
What is it? You can't read from that far away, can you?
I really don't know.
I think it's Go Day,
no,
bro.
that's Saturday.
That's not Saturday. Oh, it is. All day. Bro, we're just it's so intense to try as a fucking complex fucking cult. We're always fucking we're always just ramping it up. We're always making it more spiritually and emotionally dense, always making our fucking, you know, our universe, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the matrix, we're always fucking building it. And sometimes for, you know, a slow Jesus such as myself, slowpoke Jesus, sometimes I go back into slowpoke energy, like slowpoke from what's his name? The racist fucking Looney Tunes character that got kicked off Looney Tunes.
Isn't it? I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Slowpoke Rodriguez.
I think it's Free Day for Friday.
Free day. Good free day. Got it. All right. Bam. All right. Good free day, bro. That's what I wanted to write down.
I'm sorry, I keep yawning.
Why am I boring you, bro?
No, I'm so...
Maybe yawning for me is like a bad thing, but yawning for you is good. Because it's like, look at this relaxed white woman that we found. She's so relaxed. She might go to sleep on this fucking podcast, bro. Might just be me going off, and then she grabs me. It's like shakes me like, you're getting off your plan. You're starting to say crazy stuff.
Hey,
Just to like bring me. Hey, what in explaining that? Did I get too lit?
I was just impersonating you.
All right, so this is what happened, bro. I got fucking triggered, and I forgot all about the fact that I'm literally Jesus, and it is fucking. This is the day that I fucking come back from my tomb. So I basically couldn't have timed this better, bro. Last week was all of my fucking. It was hard. Friday I got fucking crucified again. Is this just a yearly thing? I mean, bro, last year I got crucified over the summer. I crucified myself, and then it kind of like, and when I say crucified, I'm just, you know, bro, I basically, I can't, the new crucifying in the new speak is not a violent act. There's no violence in it. It is canceling yourself, bro. That's what crucifixion is these days. It's canceling. And on the other side of fucking canceling is all of this opportunity. And whenever I start to pull out, basically there's clout poisoned and then there's canceled, bro. And the pain matrix would like you to think that canceled is fucking hell and fucking clouded up is heaven, but it's actually the opposite, bro. It's actually the opposite. then maybe there's a fucking, maybe I'm thinking too binary, bro. Maybe the place is in between, like, you know, between fucking clout and cancel. Because
the pain matrix is clout versus cancel is a binary, and you don't enjoy yourself in the clout, and you do if you can get out of the binary in the cancel.
Right. I think I understand what you're saying, but isn't clout is like
if you have the right perspective about what is actually in heavenly.
Right. Cloud is like where
clout kills relationships. It is fake. It poisons you.
Well, it's mania. Cloud is mania, and cancellation is depression.
Yeah.
Right. So neither of them are like, but there's a certain, if you're riding the fucking pain matrix wave, the only way to really get out of their PR matrix, the matrix that they're in, is getting canceled. So for me, bro, what did I do on Friday? What was free day like for me, bro? I was canceling myself by getting on the phone and being vulnerable and like calling people and calling guys and bros and broing down and fucking, it turned out to be a fruitful day of that. But instead of just like building myself up clout by, going nuts on Twitter, not really going nuts, but just posting like a man and, taking tumble information and disseminating it, holding up the fucking masculine vibe. So yeah, bro, Easter fun day. Today is the resurrection, and it's good boy Easter, right? It's like we're not even on the Eastern Orthodox, so we celebrate. If we do holidays, Temple does holidays. We recognize both. We take note of both, even if we aren't like celebrating. They are significant. Because celebrating isn't really
when you just put your guard down and you let the mind control of that day's ritual significance take hold of you. You get drunk, or you get a bunch of food, or you just fucking don't pay attention.
Exactly.
That's celebrating. We don't do that.
Every Christmas, I used to get so like messed up on Christmas, especially when I'd have Christmas with the Hansons, because Christmas in my house was always like this. My mom really like made it not that great, which may have been good for me, kind of like in that like I didn't get too fucking like messed up, because my mom was always screaming at us on Christmas, and I just like being like, you can't be watching TV. I'm cooking. I gotta cook for 6 hours, and you can't be around me when I'm cooking. You shut up and go upstairs. I was like, every Christmas was like my mom, and it's like Jews trying to do Christmas, so they didn't know how to do it, and we're like trying to do. We're like LARPing Christmas, having our Jewish friends come over for. I've only ever had Christmas with Jews with my family, because we'd either have the Peacoffs over, and the Peacoffs are Jewish, or we'd have like my parents' best friends, the Talls, over. And they were super Jewish. So it'd be like a bunch of Jews trying to do Christmas. So it never got too fucking lit. But then when I went to, started having Christmas with the Hansons, doing with Brent and Finn and Kim and Tor, then it was like a white Christmas, like a real white wasp, Anglo-Saxon Protestant fucking Christmas. And we would be drinking this alcohol like glug. And I think it's like vodka mixed with like red wine, mixed with like cinnamon and a bunch of like dessert stuff. And it was something called glug. And it was like this hot wine and liquor beverage. And we would drink glug. And it's literally to make you blind. Like, it's like you get blind from fucking consumption of these toxins. And then you don't realize, oh, this is like the most vulnerable part of the year.
Well, then it's when you get like fucked up, you open portals to get your energy harvested for the ritual significance of those days in the Cabal or whatever, like how they want to use your energy for their whatever purposes.
And even if you're going to ignore just like what she said is totally fucking correct. But even if you just look at times in history. Now, I really wish I was a little bit more, I could retain factual information more, but I'll start with crossing the Delaware. George Washington crosses the Delaware. If this is even real, or if this is just a spiritual, like a tale to sum up the principle that she just said, and mud floods, this didn't actually fucking happen. George Washington crosses the Delaware and kills all the British soldiers on fucking Christmas Eve. Like when they're not
the British soldiers on Christmas Eve. Yeah.
Yeah, the crossing the Delaware story. And then they created the Federal Reserve on Christmas, because it was the one day that no one could stop them. There's always such shit going on at Christmas. I think this year on Christmas Eve, like all of Washington was shut down except for the CIA, and basically the CIA was operating with no other government agencies watching them or being aware of what they were doing. Holidays,
they're like a time for the people who actually run shit and don't get swept up in the ritual, but run the rituals, to do their important work, because everyone is asleep by the spells that they're casting to put everyone to sleep.
So I just want to say, before I went into this whole podcast, this talking about the subject of this live, which is cult podcast, I needed to address the fucking ritual that's going on, the fucking what and how I fit into the Pain Matrix's Easter. And like being Jesus, it's very easy for me to get too gassed up today and literally have my fucking it's literally, look at that. Good, that is the fucking, it's on the chart. It's literally, that would have been the fucking day of clout poisoning. Good Friday, get fucking clout poisoned. I'm like, I got crucified, bitches. I'm the son of God. I got crucified. Then Saturday, fucking in the tomb, bull trap. Then today being like, psych, I live again, coming out of the tomb on Easter Sunday, and then a full fucking crash because I didn't realize that was even going on. I didn't even wake up today and be like, it's Pain Matrix Easter. I'm Jesus. What's even going on? So now that I feel like I exercised that, did some planning, talked about the thing, I feel like we can get into the topic for today that I wanted to talk about, which is our recent
media coverage.
Where's media coverage on the? Yeah, is it?
Are they really media?
It's like cult podcast coverage. Sure, they are media, and I'll get to that because it's funny because so this podcast called Cult Podcast Show, one of Oprah's favorite cult podcasts, which is hilarious that you have a fucking cult leader co-signing cult podcasts as the best fucking podcast. I think it was number 2 best cult podcast. Did a 3-part series on the Day Life Army that concluded this week with its last episode. And the podcast is run by Paige Wesley, Armando Torres, and Andrea Gazzetta. Or at least it was. But yeah, let's just get into what fucking happened. I was hit up by Armando Torres, who is from Cult Podcast, and he hits me up and is like, kind of like unassumingly kind of starting to ask me questions about like, what I do about the cult. And I have to be like, look, man, like you're not really introducing yourself properly. You are part of a cult podcast. Like you're hitting me up. Like obviously you want to fucking talk about cults. He was not forthcoming on that. He was trying to like snoop around, get some information. And I have to say, sometimes I am, bro, 3 weeks ago, I was still maybe a little bit fucking green on how the fucking media works or whatever, and how the fucking media, does their whole thing. So I was like, all right, bro, I'll whatever. I'll talk to this guy. So he hits me up. He starts asking me questions on Twitter DMs, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to answer any of your questions. If you want to talk to me, you got to bring me onto your show. Like, I'm not just going to provide you information and then,
we let you weasel it away and.
Yeah, exactly. Because I've already been burned, bro. I've already had, a piece of media that I initiated talking to a white journalist, white woman journalist, the Medium article, which was an article that came from me. That was not the press like finding us. That was me being like, all right, you know what? That was me, like, before I fucking knew anything, being like, this is going to take off if we get some press coverage on the fucking thing. Me reaching out. And, in my credit, I did not reach out to a white woman to do the media, but it kind of ended up there. I reached out to a guy that I knew that I had worked with, and he ended up putting me in touch with Emily Friedland, who ended up doing this piece that was, started off like, I want to talk about me. And then she basically found an ex-member of the cult ended up making the story all about him, because it's way fucking easier to do any sort of media coverage on cults if it's talking to someone who's no longer in the thing. People are incredibly...
it blows your mind. Media can't do cults that are acknowledged in the moment. You know how like an article, if someone's dead, they're easily controlled. If the thing's over, you can like have an idea about it.
It's so easy to talk to a disgruntled girlfriend about a relationship rather than the person in the relationship. Go to the ex-girlfriend, and then you can, it's like building your opinion on the character of a person. I was like, I'm trying to figure out what this guy is like. Instead of going and talking to the couple and like having a fucking open conversation, you go and talk to the ex-girlfriend, and you're like, okay, now it's way easier as a journalist to write a fucking piece. It's super sensational. And the sensationalism of just my one small conversation of Armando Torres, the guy who interviewed me for his cult podcast.
He didn't interview you. You said,
he did not.
No, I do not want to do an interview.
I love Emily. I love Mary. She is the love of my life. I'm so fucking grateful to have her on the show and with me in my life, because I wouldn't know. I would just be saying stupid shit. She's my publicist. I brought her on here to hold me accountable so I don't get too fucking fired up, and that I can fucking talk about these issues. Because when I talk about shit, I get fucking fired up.
So you said this is not an interview and this is off the record.
It is off the record. So I talked to him on DM. He tries to like bait me into like, hey bro, let's go to like the ashram, like Alice Coltrane's ashram. Are you in LA? And I'm like, no. It's like, that's not. First of all, that shit burnt down. Like, what are you trying to do? Ended up being clear what he was trying to do as these episodes unveiled. And, it's just giving me fucking, bro, sure, bro. Bring it. I'm just going to fucking crush it on the next one even harder. And he's like, all right, let's have like a preliminary phone call about the interview. I'm like, all right. So I get on the phone with Armando. And by the way, Armando is like 25-year-old comedian, Latino comedian. I immediately get his vibe. Like, I'm like, I know fucking people like this because my brother is a person like this. He is, my brother's in the same fucking scene as this dude. My brother is a failing comedian whose like dream is to be a writer on, I don't know. The last dream he had was like, I want to be like a writer on the show Community or whatever. Like, This is the dreams of the average comedian in LA. And now that everyone has a fucking podcast, there literally is nowhere to go for comedians. There's no fucking, there used to be like you go on SNL or you go and do, what do they call it?
Upright Citizens Brigade.
What's the New York version of it? They would do shit in Chicago too.
Citizen, I don't know.
The one,
Second City.
Second City, you go do Second City. then you would go do SNL, and then you would go be in a fucking elf
special.
Then you go be in movies, and then blah blah blah. Then you're a comedian, or you did the stand-up route and you became a cult comic, which is the non-satanic way to do air quotes, by the way. So you see us fucking clawing. So you go and you go become a cult comic, and then you get a cult following. And then, so there's two ways. You get the cult following, or you literally join an actual cult like Silver City. Second City, or Upright Citizens Brigade. Then you join a more serious cult, fucking Saturday Night Live, which is run by Lorne Michaels, who is a disgusting fucking person, cult leader, who's basically had his fucking fingers in, well, I could go off on Lorne Michaels, but you join an even bigger cult, and then you're introduced to the Hollywood cabal.
The biggest cult of those cults.
It's like SNL is like the New York, like, coffee and cigarettes cult. Lots of, trafficking's going on here, blah, blah, blah. Like, Lorne Michaels is a creep. You're starting to people are dying of fucking heroin overdoses. I mean, how many fucking dudes who came through SNL have died of speedballs? Have died of speedballs. I just want to put that back. Like who? John Candy. What's his name? John Belushi. What? I'm following the thing. What are you doing? We're talking about cults. This is talking about cults. If you're going to do it on the camera so that people can see that I'm being handled by my media. No, we're going to go live I'm going to go live as long as I fucking want on the subject, bro. I'm not rushing into fucking talking about cult podcast. I want to talk about the cult of comedy first. True. Get into the fucking thing, bro. So I'm painting how there's no way to do comedy without doing cults. And literally, at the last episode of their podcast, Armando starts talking about, he like outs himself, which I don't know, maybe he does this on other episodes. I doubt it, but he gets so triggered by doing 3 episodes of us, and it like he's having fun making like Gumby references, doing like making fart jokes, ball jokes, really juvenile fucking stupid things. But he's like on the first episode, he's like, by the way, this is a fucking opportunity for everyone to get really high for the fucking cult episode. So he's indoctrinating people into the cult. He's basically saying, get intoxicated for the information that I'm about to give you. And if you've watched any of my fucking other lives about me talking about other cults, like the cult of the music business, I literally did a 12-part series about Young Lean and how the detail that was left out by Vice, #Vice. What's up, Vice, watching this fucking stream? If you know anything about how cults work, they get people high before they start fucking giving information. Not this cult. We actually get everyone off of drugs. We have standards. No, you have to be off of drugs in order to get any of the fucking brainwashing here. But before he starts his episode, is like, everyone, I'm going to smoke a bowl and you should smoke too. But he doesn't even say weed. He's like, just get high. He's telling anyone, whatever. It's like in a fucking rap song. Whatever you got to do, man. If you got to tote rock, if you got to fucking smoke some brown, if you do whatever you got to do and get comfortable, because I'm about to tell the story of my life. That's basically what he's fucking doing. And then he's just like, oh, now that I'm high, I can tell that fucking pee is stored on the balls. Tell the fucking ball and fart jokes. So I just want to give you a framework of the cult shit. And and one thing that is, when I get hit up by Armando, he immediately starts fucking love bombing me in DMs. He's saying like, oh, you're a really funny guy. Like, your cult seems really interesting. It seems different from other cults. Oh, you're hilarious. Are you this guy? I was watching that episode. That's hilarious how you said that stuff about Lil Peep on that Hate Life Army episode. Blah, blah, blah. Just love bombing me. By the way, the cult podcast, they jokingly refer to themselves as a cult. but then they're like, we're not actually a cult or whatever. But then when they talk about the cult podcast, they're like, dear cult members, they're like, they refer to it. They basically commit to the aesthetic without actually being like, yes, this is a fucking cult, which is the basis of this conversation. Because the reason why he's so fascinated in talking to me, and the point that comes up and up and up and up, is that, you are a cult who admits you're a cult, right? A cult that admits they're a cult. Like, what a fucking crazy concept, bro. So I'm like, yeah, I can do a preliminary phone call before our interview. So
it's going to be on the air on the podcast.
Yeah. The interview was going to be on the air on the podcast. That's the only way I agreed to do it. I made that very clear in message. She made that clear in email. And then I made it clear as soon as I got on the phone. I said, I'd like this phone call to be completely off the record. The only way I'm willing to answer any of your questions is if we do it on the air. Like, on your podcast, I will come on. You can ask me anything. Literally, I am not shying away from questions. You can ask me whatever you want on the podcast, and I will, give you whatever answers or whatever the fuck. I will answer honestly. Because that's not my problem. I'm not scared of questions. I'm not getting scared of being asked the fucking shit from all the previous articles that have come out. Bro, I'm in a cult that admits they're a cult. I have a relatively fucking thick skin and like know who I am enough to fucking talk about it. So immediately we start talking on the call. I say I want it to be off the air. He's like, off the record. He said, off the air, bro. See, if she wasn't here, I'd be saying all sorts of crazy stuff, bro. But this is the power of fucking when you turn out the white media, once you turn out the white woman media and you get delivered in the form, that's basically what we have. We have a turned out white journalist who works for us. She works for us, bro. You can't come at me. I know I look vulnerable with my beard and my and my general look. That's why I gotta fucking wear this towel over my head to get protected,
I have
bro.
A deep programmed hatred that I have been now aiming towards other women.
And I'm laughing and making this like, bro, I'm having fun. She's fucking angry. Look at her. She like, her blood is boiling fucking talking about this shit, bro. That is an uncomfortable smile of trying to fucking hold back the anger because I know.
I don't want to lose my composure over things that are not worth my energy.
My that's such a neg, bro.
Maybe I would.
She just negged so hard, bro.
The New York Times.
She just fucking negged so hard, bro. She doesn't even have time. She's not even gonna fucking drag you, bro. She's not even gonna drag y'all. She's like, writing this all down in my journal. Yes, okay, great. Adding to my blessings list. Wonderful. That's great. Well, you don't have the blessings list, but I will nominate these blessings. Thank you very much. Got to make sure I'm not giving you the power that would make you go crazy. So we're on the interview. He's asking me these questions. I'm not really. I keep on saying I'm not asking questions, but a couple times he squeezes one in where it's like a dumbass fucking question. I'm like, he's like, is it Wizel? Is it pronounced Wizel? It's like, it's Wizel. Like, yeah, my name is Jesus. It's pronounced Jesus, not de Jesus or whatever. And he's like, and we're talking. I'm like, yeah, we'll do the fucking show. He's like, yeah. He's like, we'll do the show. I'd love to have you on the podcast because we never talked to someone who was actually in a cult. And I was like, yeah, bro, I can do that. He's like, I've never talked to someone who's actually in a cult, so it'll be extremely refreshing. And by the way, we won't be mean to you. I'm like, whatever, you're gonna be fucking horrible. I know, like, it doesn't matter. Be mean. I don't be horrible, joke about it. We have a sense of humor. I don't care. Do whatever you're gonna do. Like, I don't expect anything less. And he's like, yeah, we're mainly going after your leaders, and we're not really gonna go into you. And I'm like, whatever, just you bring me on the show, I'll talk about the fucking thing. So we end the call. Was there other things that he talked about that ended up getting twisted in their thing?
Yeah, he was like, do you guys have the book? Or you were like something about a book that he was trying to buy online, and
he was trying to get a copy of The Love Artist, and I was like, I don't know. I didn't really address that, but I was like, I can sell you untangibles. And I sent him an email being like, if you want to buy this in preparation for your podcast, this goes into all the stuff that you need to know before you go on the air about, whatever, just building story leading up to the thing. So that was that. And then the Wizel Wizel thing,
the Jesus
thing. And okay, sure. That was basically it. And it was a plan that, and that was the thing. He was like, okay, and I am going to send you this podcast, the first episode, and you can decide based on the first episode, like, if it's something that you want to do, based on the contents of the fucking first episode, or you'll tell me if you don't want to be on the podcast anymore because we like are too mean. And I was like, I don't expect that to be a problem, but sure. So he's like, he asks me, could you please listen to the episode on Monday so that, you can know what we're talking about or whatever. Blah, 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 cuck me. I'm like, sure, I'll fucking listen to the fucking thing. So, but what? So we listened to the episode on Monday.
Yeah,
right?
It's painful because they are really embarrassing people. Like they talk about like shit and farts, and like it's like a caricature of like a bad comedian.
It's just like bro. The one thing I've known about comedians, I mean, especially with my brother being a comedian, with me living in LA for 6 months and going out to the Pack Theater. I went to UCB a couple times because like I didn't know that many people, and the person that I did know was my brother and the best friend that I had in high school that he ended up fucking colonizing from me. I went and I hung out with comedians in LA, bro, and the comedians are like the least funny people ever, bro. I think people are fucking hilarious. Like, I think people that like, you don't even need to fucking be a comedian because people are just funny. But the people who are trying to be funny are like the most cringy fucking people. And it's all about like laughing at each other's jokes. I would go to watch these comedy performances, and it was like this given, like there was like this vibe that if you're at someone's show, you have to laugh at every beat, at every joke. The whole fucking audience starts like erupting into laughter. And that's the vibe. I went to parties with comedians where I was just like, every little interaction with them is them trying to write a bit about the interaction. It's not that dissimilar. Comedians and the media, excuse me. Comedians and the media are not that fucking different. Any interaction that you're doing, they're basically harvesting fucking shit from you.
They're going to harvest it to serve their joke, no matter what the reality
is.
Just like media will harvest it to serve their agenda, which is the state's agenda.
And if you're willing to fucking, if you break out of their bit and you take it real and you make it about their lives, which I would do at these parties, people would be doing bits to me, and then I would say something about like, be self-aware of the fucking situation and call it out. And then they like freeze up and they don't know what to do, because basically comedians are only talking to other comedians. So they can stay in bit universe where they just like, their whole life is just a bit after a bit after a bit. And they never actually deal with reality because they're in a fucking bit. So we listened to the first episode after Armando. First of all, this is a podcast with Armando and two white women talking about cults. Okay, so just a little bit of an expose. Armando Torres, Andrea Gazzetta, and Paige Wesley. After Armando initiates everyone by being like, this is an episode that everyone should get high for. Like, make sure you take drugs before you listen to this episode. He did that. Great. All right. After love bombing me, now he's getting into the fucking, put his audience into a fucking drug-induced trance so that he can get the brainwashing on. Now, I'm not going to talk about the content that much because it's like, we don't actually fucking care. Like, literally any take on us is going to be something that we are able to glow up on, because the ultimate fucking, whatever, all press is good press. Ultimately, the fucking, going out, especially impressed that I didn't have, I was like, I won't directly participate this in an interview that you can then chop up, and an offline interview that you can then chop up and represent in your frame or whatever. But he immediately starts talking about the off the record phone call that I had with him. And that's partially my bad, because I will admit, I was a little naive thinking that other people have fucking integrity. And when you say, I'd like this conversation to be off the record with a person in the media, that they take that seriously, they do not. It's not real. I think I watched that in like a movie where you say like, just say off the record and then you can say whatever you want. So that's me being an idiot, of course. Luckily, I'm not I didn't give up. I was smart enough to not give up any fucking information. But even the smallest fucking things that I said to him on the show, he immediately on the phone call, he immediately reversed. He just reversed what he said. So on the phone call, he was like, so it's Wizel, right? And I was like, no, it's actually pronounced Wizel. So when he introduces Wizel, General Wiz, as a person on the show, he's like, and then introducing, I'm going to be talking about Wizel. And just to let you know, I was like, Wizel? I read it when I was reading. I was like, is it Wizel? And then, I talked to Jesus, another cult member, on the phone. And he told me, nah, bro, it's Wizel, bro. So I guess it's fucking Wizel. So, like, immediately, like, just takes the thing that I said, switches it up, sensationalizes it to make a bit. Because what I said wasn't actually a bit. I was saying, like, it's Wizel. It's not Wizel, the fucking sensationalized version. He switches it, makes it fucking Wizel. There are other fucking things that he did in that where, so he did the same thing with my name. I was like, it's Jesus. And he's like, duh, Jesus. And like said, like, he did it a couple other times. And then at the end of that episode, basically starts telling the story of, his understanding of the fucking story of how Wiz and Koa met and founding the cult and whatnot. And then at the end of the episode, he's like, what does he do? He's like,
and if you're listening.
Oh, right. If you're listening, Jesus, you fucking weirdo, because I know you are. Like, I know you're fucking listening to this, you fucking weirdo. He does that after asking me on the phone, like, please, can you please, like, listen to this? So, bro, so he goes from love bombing to the fucking negs, bro. He goes from love bombing to the negs, which is the exact opposite of how that is an easy in, hard fucking out cult, bro. That's not what fucking we do as a hard in, easy out cult, which is, what we just stay on the negs. Do we ever love bomb? There is no fucking love bomb. It's called reality bombing. We fucking bomb you with fucking reality. And in the beginning of that, when you're in the fucking pain matrix, yeah, that's going to be fucking negs. So anyway, it's fun. They tried to cancel a fucking self-admitting cult, which is like the beginning of the fucking thing. Ends up being the whole show basically, like, they spend a long ass fucking time. They spent a whole episode talking about our standards, which is fucking amazing. Because, like, literally them trying to make fun of our standards ended up being fucking, like, them just saying our standards on their show and going into each one and then trying to, like, figure out what a dirty fucking LA comedian's, like, objection to a certain standard would be. Like, they spend, like, 10 minutes talking about how ridiculous it is to drink reverse osmosis water. They're like, I just drink fucking tap water. I don't give a fuck. They drink purified water. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. I remember at one point they're like, oh, they wear all white. That wouldn't work for me because last night I fucking spilled a bunch of fucking eggplant on my crotch. Like and what were you saying about the thing?
I was saying that like the standards and just everything they were talking about is great because it reveals how they are standardless and disgusting and they are stupid too. So people who and I'm not saying intellectually smart, but people who know how reality works would see the dissemination of our standards or our reality being tried to be expressed through idiots. And then you can still be like, oh, this idiot doesn't get it. That proves the point even more. This is the other side of it. I don't know if that's exactly what I was saying, but
no. The best possible thing that we could have is disgusting people saying I am disgusting
on drugs
and on drugs. I do drugs. I fucking smoke weed. I tell our viewers to do drugs before they listen to the fucking podcast. Like, and then saying that our standards are stupid and making the reasons because they don't want to fucking spill eggplant. Is it spilling? Oh, what they were saying is they were wearing fucking like brown clothes or black clothes and they spilled eggplant on their crotch, and that's not disgusting. It's only disgusting if the fucking clothes are white. So our whole standards are just there. They're just basically like, great. Haters come and fucking talk about it because it just makes it more fucking it just makes it more like, yeah, obviously standards are fucking needed. And on the second episode, first of all, he told me it was going to be a 2-episode show. On the second episode, it becomes very clear they are not going to be done telling this story on this episode. And we had emailed him, right? Being like, so are you going to have Jesus on the show? We listened to it. Like, we're ready to talk about the show. And didn't respond. And yeah, so now that they basically do standards for an episode, and then they're like, all right, well, we're just getting into it, and like, guys, I don't want to have to talk about Day Life Army forever. So hopefully the next episode will be the last episode. Hopefully we won't have to talk about this forever because you can literally talk about us forever. I mean, bro, literally, why? The only reason we're here is so that we can talk about this forever. But we're like, no, we're not. Okay, I will rephrase that. We're here because we know that the only options are to do this forever or to talk about it forever. Because this is the most interesting story that's going on in the planet. So either you are talking about it forever or you're just fucking doing it forever. And
being outside of the gate, looking in and scribbling your notes.
Yeah, scribbling your notes, which is
letting it transform your shamble of a life.
And that's why they were afraid to talk to me, because it's so much easier to go get a sensationalized fucking opinion from someone who is in their troop, who is like, we will just stay talking about the thing, than someone who's like doing this shit every day. And I was like, I will come. They could have roasted me on the podcast. They could have put their fucking Hollywood fucking, comedy skills to the test and roasted me live, like with me there, and like gotten me. I could have said some crazy stupid shit because they just got me in my feelings. I was like, I'm willing to do that, bro. Take your best shot. But the thing is, podcasters are in their own little fucking world, bro. They're in their world where the reason why I was saying at the beginning of this thing, podcasters can't go live. Media people can't go live because their reality distortion field is so specific. Their frame is so specific that it cannot allow, and I just did a fucking pyramid when I described it. Their frame is so specific that they can't fucking deal with anyone outside of their frame coming on the thing.
Make it crumble. I
go live so that anyone can come on my fucking Twitter, see I'm going live, and fucking go on the fucking thing and get on a show and talk to me, ask me questions, jump on the live, bro. I do this every day so you can come and find me. You can come and find me. And I will put myself in your face, and you can there's no like, oh, well, you have to get on the Zoom call and then we're going to record it and then we'll play it on Monday and blah. My people will talk to your people. Sure, there's my people will talk to your people, but then we're on the fucking air, bro. We are in fucking, I am literally showing, anyone can clip this and fucking screenshot it while I'm going live. I can't go run back and delete anything. This is on the air. This is happening in real fucking time. They cannot do that with a proud person in a cult. A person who is not ashamed to be in a cult, who is not ashamed, who is not a cult survivor, is not a cult fucking, is not someone who got abused by their cult. Someone who's like, bro, I'm in this fucking shit. I'm proud of it. I am conscious of it. I do this shit every day. I've gotten other people to join this cult. I'm like, I've been on both sides, bro. I see it and I'm still doing it. And if you watch my lives and if you look at my trajectory and you talk to people who used to know me and you go to my social media, it's all transparent, right? This is not, you can go back and look.
You can see the transformation.
You can see the transformation of me as a depressed, fucking gender confused beta fucking confused person who is extremely sad, extremely beta, extremely in my feelings, extremely fragile in a fucking shell, to who I am now, which is not perfect, which is not even, is generally happy and like functional and can go live for an hour on YouTube without getting fucking, I got triggered at the beginning of this episode so I could get through it, so I could get to this part. And bro, I didn't even end the live. 3 weeks ago, I would have ended the live in like maybe not even maybe a week ago, bro, until I fucking had a conversation with Wiz. I would have just deleted my lives. Instead of just being like, I'm triggered, I'm just going to do the thing. I'm going to get through it, bro. I'm going to get through it, which is now what I do, which is why that's why going live will always be a more vulnerable fucking part of media than podcasting or doing fucking or writing an article or anything, bro. If you want to go live about me and bring me on, that's fucking great. So now we get, all right, we've gotten the build up. We've gotten the fucking rise. Now, third episode. They have this like announcement that goes up. It's like, oh, this third episode, it's going to be, it's going to be a fun episode, but in some ways it's not going to be a fun episode. It's going to be a sad episode. I'm like, are they talking about the contents of the show? Or are they going to be like, oh, like it's because of Boom, like because Boom, like the story of fucking Matthew Farrell is sad, so it's not going to be fun. And they're like, we explain more of this on their Instagram. By the way, Cult Podcast doesn't tweet because Twitter is too fucking lit, and people, you can share shit on Twitter, and the comment sections come alive on Twitter, and there's discourse. They do not tweet about their shows. They only do that shit on their dead platform Instagram, where it's just like photos and you can't do anything. So should I read the press release on here?
Yeah.
All right, this is good shit. Let's do an ad while we're waiting.
Yeah. So you guys, you can make a watch to the automat. Cash.me/$watchitall, PayPal.me/watchitall. You can DM me at RealCultGirl to watch crypto. You can email 100f@automat.me to wash Duruble Guuds.
And remember, folks, story isn't free, all right? And you can see it now with all of the, everything that's fucking going on. You can see, but we were the first people to fucking start monetizing social media content and start putting PayPal links on posts and doing all of that. All of that shit that's blown up. Ask Cash Jordan. We were first. So, and we continue to do that. So you will get so much more value from the things that we were talking about. We will also be way more willing to talk about way more and go way deeper. Because, bro, this is a very small part of our lives that we choose to bring into public. I and supposed to be totally in public. That's where I am trying to live. But, you know, you can bring me out there more and more and more by washing. And then you can access more and more and more and more in my life, bro. So it is in our mutual interest. All right. So Cult Podcast announces it's going to be kind of a weird episode, a sad episode. It's still going to be funny or whatever, but it's going to be a sad episode. Announcement is on our Instagram. So this is the announcement from Andrea Gazzetta from Cult Podcast. Hey, y'all. I just wanted you to know that I will be leaving Cult Podcast to focus my energy elsewhere. Although I love this podcast and find the community... Bro.
You have trouble there, bro?
I'm like, my reading, I'm not the best fucking reader in the world. Like, I know what words mean, but reading aloud, sometimes it's just like planning. It's hard for me to do it. Although I love this podcast and love the community that you have given me, I find that being on this podcast these past few months become these past 2 episodes has become too painful to continue. Painful, interesting. As much as I wish Armando well, to me, this podcast will always be something we built together, and I know I won't be able to fully recover from our breakup as long as I remain a part of it. Paige and Armando will both continue, and I'm
both amazing.
Oh, sorry, bro. Love bomb on the way out. Paige and Armando are both amazing, and I'm confident that they will continue to give you an amazing show. Blah, blah, blah. Please follow me on my Instagram. And our Instagram, by the way, is the most insane fucking Instagram ever. It's just like neon fucking cat photos,
it's like
right?
Lisa Frank, but worse if that was
it's
possible.
Literally and I'm not, I'll let you take it because I don't want to focus. I don't want to.
It's just like you know you're a failed artist if you're doing pet portraits, but like you're doing pet portraits that
bro.
Look like disgusting Lisa Frank like vomited rainbow pastel like kitsch. I guess trying to be kitsch. I don't know. It's just bad art. That's all. It's like bad, disgusting art. And it's from a disgusting person. So it's not a surprise.
So basically, all I can say is mission fucking accomplished. We got on the Cult Podcast show. We blew up the fucking Cult Podcast. Maybe ended a relationship. Obviously ended a fucking cult relationship. Our cult is still strong. Has anyone left the cult because of this podcast, Emily? No, we are strong. But the podcast fucking had cult members leave because of the subject, because of us. Sectors. So it's very fucking easy to claim fucking victory, to claim our fucking W. You fucking lost someone left the show because I guess this shit is too fucking painful to fucking admit. And I'm just going to place a bet. I'm going to place a bet that in the next 18 months, Andrea Gazzetta, and you can fucking timestamp this, will be in one of our fucking DMs, probably your DM, because you're the safe white entrance into the fucking thing, will be in our DMs being like, you know what? I spelled eggplant on my crotch. I spelled eggplant on my crotch. And I was just thinking, maybe I should be held accountable for how fucking messy and weird I am. I've been wearing all white for 2 days and it feels great. Do you have any, and can I join the Day Life Army and we'll be like, jump through all these fucking hoops and go fucking, get, we won't do it unless you get fucking Armando Torres and Paige Wesley's fucking brother to fucking join the thing. And sure, bro, whatever, do all that shit. We don't actually do the Day Life Army anymore, but yeah, bro, whatever, go fucking wash it all, blah, 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 fucking get rid of your cats, like do the fucking whole thing. And I'm sure she will be on the fucking doorstep. So, never fucking go toe to toe with us and expect.
People don't even get how we work and how energy works and how reality distortion fields work. They don't even get that when you fuck with us and get our virus infects you, it will accelerate your life.
It will literally,
it will just accelerate the things that you want.
The things and
to happen.
Yeah, bro, and probably a really fucking good idea to leave that cult. Like it was kind of a creepy cult. Armando Torres is telling everyone to get high before they listen to the fucking thing. He's literally taking interviewers' questions out of context, basically lying, committing libel, which who fucking cares?
Everyone does that now.
Whatever. He's committing fucking libel on his show, taunting the fucking people, love bombing and then fucking negging them, being super fucking creepy with the fucking minimal bit of information that he's able to weasel out of the person who's supposed to come on the show. Yeah, he's a creepy fucking cult person. He's a creepy cult leader. And sure, get out. Go fucking leave. And you notice that she said it was too painful, bro. It's too painful.
It's painful to listen to.
It's painful to fucking listen to.
I get it.
It's painful to be in a fucking cult with these people, bro. So Andre Gazzetta, you're welcome to fucking try to find this thing. Whatever, bro. Do the fucking thing, bro. That's what fucking happens, bro. We fucking win, you lose. It's whatever, bro. It's all good. And it's just a tale that will be told a million fucking times. And it'll be told when fucking Vice comes to us. It'll be told when fucking New York Times comes to us, bro. We complicate, we
put people in a jello tank and when they think they're going to just like pass by. They get their
They get fucking frozen, bro.
Yeah.
And let's see if they can get their fucking swag back on the next fucking episode. Who knows? I will not be listening, but let's see if Cult Podcast can get their fucking swag back after doing. And I look, they haven't done they don't do 4-part episodes on anyone except they did one on Heaven's Gate and Donald Trump, I think, were the only other fucking cult leaders, which are not the worst company to be put on. The fucking dude had a cult of fucking 80 million people is funny, bro. You got a little bit hypnotized, you lost the fucking member of your fucking thing. And there we go. So that's what happens. That's what fucking happened. And we found out that he had his own cult traumatization narrative. Exactly. At the last one, it starts to get really sad at the end because it was like they weren't really telling many jokes on this episode. Apparently, all of the humor came from the three of them doing something. And then when it's just two of them, there was maybe one balls joke, but it wasn't really a jokey live. And then they ended the podcast with no sense of humor, being basically yeah, really sad story what happened with Daylife Army. Then for once, fucking Armando starts to tell his own story of I was, for a second, I think I was also maybe in a cult, sniff, sniff. And then fucking Paige Wesley calls him out and she's like, you mean right before you started doing the cult podcast with this? And he's like, yeah, I guess so. He can't even see his own fucking symbolism that he was supposed to join a cult. He pulled out at the last minute before joining the cult. So basically he will dedicate his life to figuring out what being in a cult is, living vicariously through cults or actually doing it, and then getting triggered by going to finally finding the cult that admits they're a cult and is proud of being a cult. He's finally, you could have talked to me. You could have had me on the show. He was edging so hard. All of the negs that he did on episode 1, where he was saying my information wrong and blah, 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 was so him being ooh, I edged towards having a bro. I edged towards a male-male relationship. I'm used to just talking to bitches all day. I finally have an opportunity to talk to a guy. And he got clout poisoned. He got clout poisoned by having a fucking off-the-record phone conversation with me that would have led to me coming on his fucking broadcast, having another piece of male energy on the show because it's all just two women and him, which he probably, clout poisons him to be oh, I got 2 white girls, bro. I'm a Latino guy who has 2 white girls on this fucking podcast. He got clout poisoned, had a chance to talk to me on his show, and then went and sabotaged it and was yeah, bro, if you even want to come on the show after I got all of the things you said to me wrong, bro, you're such a creep for listening to this podcast, even though I told you to listen to. Yeah, probably don't want to do this anymore. Me literally being like, I don't care. I'm a dude. I got negged all the time. Like, dudes trying to fucking neg me. Sure, bro. I'll still fucking come and speak my piece. I'll do the thing. I don't give a fuck. I got nothing to hide. And then he's like, ghost. Like, what do they call the fucking, like, he jellyfished away. He's like...
Yeah.
Literally his fucking vibes is like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna ink you. I'm gonna fucking ink you. Pew. Like, peace. He jellyfished the fuck on, bro. So who has a fucking sense of humor now? Who's sad? Am I sad at the end of the fucking cult podcast fucking episode of my show? No, I got sad at the beginning of the show. I got sad that I even had to fucking tell the story. I'm fucking happy at the end. I made it hard in. I'm giving you 10 minutes of you having to see me process my fucking feelings like a fucking real cult does. And then you can get to just getting fucking destroyed and fucking cucked live on fucking YouTube. Live. Something that you can't do. Anyway, that's about it, right? We fucking did the thing. Yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm now on YouTube. You can go watch the previous episodes that I've done on the show. If you'd like to watch my other lives, I've gone live, I guess, like 180 times in a row at this, around that, or 170 something. A lot of those are on Periscope, and you can watch those on my Twitter. Follow me, Jesus of Day Life, on Twitter. If you want to follow this beautiful woman, you can follow her. She is Real Cult Girl on Twitter, and you can go watch all of my previous lives on Periscope and get into it. And yeah, this was a fun one, bro. I enjoyed it. So let's just do a final ad and wrap it up, bro. What do you think?
I'd love to. Cash.me/$washitall. PayPal.me/washitall. Email 100f@automat.me to wash Duruble Guuds, and DM me at Real Cult Girl to get the crypto wallets to wash crypto. DM
Amazing.
Washing.
All right. Well, try to have a fucking relaxed Funday. I mean, if you can out there, folks. And I will be back tomorrow with another episode of The Jesus Show. I will be live tomorrow at 1600 Eastern Standard Time. And that is basically, unless you hear from me different, and I'm going to keep saying it, I will be live tomorrow and every other day at 1600 Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. And you can always find the link on my Twitter, Jesus of Day Life. Like and subscribe so you can follow along, and have a pleasant day. Goodbye.